The most expensive clothing in the world. The most expensive piece of clothing on the planet is not a Dior dress or a Tom Ford suit. It is an abaya created by British designer Debbie Wingham, valued at $17.7 million. Yes, a simple-looking black Middle Eastern robe costs as much as a small island in the Caribbean. Why so expensive? Over 2,000 precious stones are sewn into the fabric. Diamonds, sapphires, threads of pure gold. And in the center sits the largest red diamond in the world. That single stone alone is worth tens of millions because red diamonds are the rarest on the planet. Debbie Wingham is a self-taught designer from Essex who started making wedding dresses as a teenager in her parents' garage. Today she is called the Queen of Diamond Gowns, and her clients are sheikhs and princesses. Before her, the record was held by the Nightingale of Kuala Lumpur dress at 30 million, but that one was a museum exhibit. The abaya was actually sold to a private buyer. Professionals call this difference real price versus imaginary price. Originally, the abaya was a modest Muslim garment, a symbol of restraint and faith. Turning it into the most expensive piece of clothing in the world was a real cultural statement, and a buyer from the United Arab Emirates went for it, ordering the piece as a wedding gift for his daughter. The most expensive watch in the world. A wristwatch for $31 million. Sounds like a joke, but it is reality. The Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime Reference 6300A is the most expensive wristwatch ever sold at auction in history. They were sold at Christie's in Geneva in 2019 for $31.19 million. The case is made of steel, not gold, not platinum, plain stainless steel, and that is exactly why they are unique. It is the only Grandmaster chime in the world made of steel. Inside hide 20 complications: a perpetual calendar, a minute repeater, the Westminster chime's melody, and a second dial on the reverse side. Swiss watchmakers worked on them for 7 years, and the watch itself weighs over 200 grams. The Patek Philippe company was founded in 1839 in Geneva by Polish immigrant Antoni Patek and his partner Adrien Philippe, who invented the keyless winding crown, a true revolution. Their first watches were pocket watches in yellow gold, sold only to European royalty. Today, Patek owners are billionaires, sheikhs, and collectors who wait in line for years. You cannot simply buy a new Patek with money. The brand itself decides who is worthy of wearing them. The most expensive car in the world. The most expensive car on Earth is the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe from 1955. In May 2022, it was sold at a private auction in Stuttgart for $142 million. That is 3 times more than the previous record holder, the Ferrari 250 GTO. The buyer was a private collector whose name has never been revealed, and the money raised went into a Mercedes fund for scholarships to young engineers. Only 2 of these cars exist in the world. Both belonged to Mercedes-Benz and stood in the company museum for decades. The car was named after Mercedes's chief engineer, Rudolf Uhlenhaut, who personally drove it to work in Stuttgart. Under the hood sits a racing engine from the very same 300 SLR, driven by the legendary Juan Manuel Fangio. In 1955, this car reached 290 kilometers per hour, which back then was outer space on wheels. Today, this coupe is not just a car, it is a museum piece, a moving myth and a symbol of an era when engineers were true rock stars and cars were assembled by hand like Swiss watches. The most expensive private yacht in the world. The world's most expensive private yacht is called History Supreme. Its price tag is $4.8 billion. That is more than the annual budget of some countries. Its length is only 30 meters. It is not the biggest yacht in the world, but it is the most expensive. Why? Because 100,000 kilograms of pure gold and platinum went into its construction, more than in any other object ever made by man. Gold covers the hull, the deck, the dining area, the railings, and even the anchor. In the master bedroom stands a statue made from real T-Rex bone, and one wall is decorated with 24-karat gold and a 65-million-year-old meteorite stone. The yacht was designed by British jeweler Stuart Hughes, famous for his outrageously expensive phones and watches. A team of 50 craftsmen worked on the yacht for 3 years in complete secrecy. The buyer is an anonymous Malaysian billionaire. The very first yacht in history, by the way, was built in 1660 for King Charles II of England. Wooden, modest, with a wheel and a sail. The journey has been a very long one. The most expensive house in the world. The most expensive home in the world is Buckingham Palace in London. Its estimated market value is $5 billion, but it is not for sale. It belongs to the British Crown and is the official residence of the royal family. If we talk about homes that are truly in private hands, number 1 is Antilia, the skyscraper residence of Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani in Mumbai. Its value is around $2 billion. 27 floors, 173 meters tall, with 600 staff members. Inside, there are 3 helipads, a 50-seat cinema, a ballroom, a Hindu temple, a spa, an ice room with artificial snow, and parking for 168 cars. The architects are the American firm Perkins and Will, and construction was completed in 2010. The house is built to withstand earthquakes up to magnitude 8 and can operate autonomously without external utilities for several weeks. The first private house in the modern sense appeared in ancient Rome, villas of the aristocracy with atriums and frescoes. Antilia is the same villa, only pointing into the sky. The history of luxury never changes. Only the height does. The richest person in the world. The richest person in the world today is Elon Musk. His net worth exceeds $400 billion. He is the first human in the history of mankind to cross that line. Born in Pretoria, South Africa, in 1971. At 12, he sold his first video game for $500. At 17, he moved to Canada, then to the United States, where he co-founded PayPal with Peter Thiel, and later sold it for $165 million. Today, he owns Tesla, the world's largest electric car manufacturer. SpaceX, the private space company sending rockets to Mars, X, formerly known as Twitter, Neuralink, and XAI. His empire covers almost every key technology of the future. Musk works 100 hours a week, sleeps 6 hours, eats on the run. He is called a genius, a madman, a messiah, and a threat to humanity all at the same time. He has 12 children and a reputation that shifts every single day. For him, money is not the goal, it is fuel. He himself says, "I want to die on Mars, just not from the impact." And looking at the pace of his work, this dream might actually come true. These are the 6 most expensive things on Earth, from a $17 million dress to a man whose net worth is estimated at $400 billion. But if you look closely, all these things share one thing in common. Behind each of them stands a person who once decided to do the impossible. A designer from a garage, a watchmaker from Geneva, an engineer from Stuttgart, a jeweler from Liverpool, a billionaire from Mumbai, and a boy from Pretoria. Money is just a number. The real value is the story, the madness, and the work that stand behind every single one of these objects. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next top lists, and make sure to write in the comments, what would you choose if you could get only one item from this list? The dress, the watch, the car, the yacht, the house, or to become Musk himself? See you in the next video.